an animation plays with words coming in from different directions that reads, National Council on Independent Living, Oral History Project, former Nickel Director Kelly Buckland on Nickel helping to save the Affordable Care Act in 2017.
There was a lot of people who made this happen, but I believe Nickel was the leader organization that saved the Affordable Care Act last time. Like I say, there was a lot of different people made that happen, and a lot of different organizations. And it hadn't have been for us having a coalition of a lot of different organizations, we probably wouldn't have saved it, but we did. And I think you can talk to anybody, and it was the disability movement that stopped the repeal and replace of the Affordable Care Act. The reason I give Nickel a lot of credit was because we were in town for our annual conference. We had 2,000 people show up, or close to that, for the conference itself. So that's the other thing. Like I would guess that first Nickel meeting, there was like a couple hundred people, and it grew into like 2,000. Or at least every year we were getting at least 1,000 people coming to the conference. So it, increased from a couple hundred to 1,000 and over. And then we opened the march up to other organizations, and we invited them not to the conference because there was a fee to attend the conference, but to join in the march, we just made it a blanket invitation. Anybody who wanted to come to the march was welcome. And so we had about 2,000, 2,500 that year that joined the march. So it was a big march. And instead of just forming for a rally at the Capitol building, which is what we typically done, but there were certain years, there was an advocacy issue on the agenda that was important enough that we would direct the march into like basically a real like civil disobedience kind of an action, which is what we did that year. So we basically there was a lot of different advocacy that happened before that, ADAPT, and several Nickel staff got arrested in the Capitol Dome. I think there was 25 of us, maybe more than that, got arrested in the Dome. But then the big march, we took over the Hart Building. And if you've ever been in that Hart Building, it like echoes when you yell in there, it just echoes. And so we had about 600 people in the Hart Building shouting different kinds of slogans, like our homes, not nursing homes. I mean, because that's partly what the Affordable Care Act would have done, is put people in nursing homes, or the repeal of it would have done. So there's like 500 or 600 people, and they're making all that noise. I actually ended up having a meeting with Tammy Duckworth that same time. So I had to leave that demonstration and go up to her office to meet with her. And you could hear it in her conference room. I mean, and then there were people that came out of the offices and hung over the rails that go around the building so you can see down into the main floor. And a lot of the employees came out there and joined into the yelling and shouting and the protests around trying to repeal the act. And so I know for a fact that the senator from Arizona, McCain, heard that and had to walk through it. And they voted that same night. So that was fresh in his mind. And I'm sure that played a real important part of his making up his decision about how he was going to vote. So I think that's why I give Nickel a lot of credit.